Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be going over using MAFFT in the command line. Now MAFFT is an alignment program. It takes a sequence file and is able to create an alignment from it, which can be used in a bunch of different analyses, primarily in phylogenetics. Now we'll see here that I have my two directories, my aligned and my sequences, my seqs. And so I have my three sequences I need to align. This is where I want them to go, and we'll talk about what this script does later. That'll be the end. But for now, we're going to learn about how to use MAFFT interactively, meaning that it's going to walk us step by step of what we need to do and where we want things to go. So before any of this goes without saying, but you do need MAFFT installed on your machine. There will be a link down in the description to instructions on how to do that. But if you have that, then we can get started. So I'm just going to type in MAFFT. You can see that it's opened the program. It's going to ask for an input file, so we're going to tell MAFFT where it is. We know that it's in seqs and that we want to align loci1.fasta from our directory up here. Enter. It's been able to find that output. Let's put it in aligned. We'll call loci1 aligned.fasta. That's telling MAFFT where we want the alignment to go. This is where we can choose our format. I'm just going to go with number 4, have it put it out in FASTA format and in the order that I put it in, meaning like the order of the sequences. Strategy, this is where you're able to determine what algorithm you want MAFFT to use for the alignment. There are a bunch of options. Typically, I would recommend just using auto. Auto takes into account both the number of sequences and the size of those sequences and makes a determination based on those of what alignment algorithm is appropriate. So we'll just use auto. There's no additional arguments that we want to pass in right now, and we can just hit enter and it'll perform the alignment and it'll spit out the alignment. And if we hit enter again to exit, we can now see that we have our aligned file in our aligned folder. Now, using MAFFT interactively is really nice if we just want to align a few, or it's easier to go step by step in that process, but we can also use the MAFFT program non-interactively. So what we can do is we can just type in MAFFT, we can go to auto. This is where, again, we can specify a different alignment algorithm if we wish. We can point it to the file that we want it to align. We'll go with loci2 this time. And then we can use the greater than symbol to point MAFFT to where we want it to capture the alignment once it's done. So we want it to go to the aligned directory. We want it to go to loci2 aligned.fasta. We can hit enter. You can see that it did the alignment. And if we check in our directory, we can now see that we have loci2. That has been aligned. Another helpful step in the process of this is capturing that log output where it shows us what exact parameters it determined, what algorithm it's using. That's really useful later when we need to reference that. And so we can capture that by using the greater than symbol, and then we can just make a alignment.log file. Now we can see that for this command, this is just working on loci3 this time, and now we want it to capture to the alignment log. So what we can do is we hit enter now. We can see that it ran, but it didn't spill all of the log output to the terminal. We can see now that there is alignment log file, and if we open that alignment log file, we can see all of the information about that alignment we just performed, including the command that we ran. Now, both of those systems and both the ways to use MAFFT are good when we have a couple files we're working with or we have time to do that. But for large scale, when we have tons of files, that becomes super repetitive and it's not very useful. So what we can do is we can write a simple script in Bash that uses a for loop that's able to align all of these files for us with one push. So we're not going to talk about Bash scripting or the details of that. I'll just show you the script that I've created that helps us do that, and that will be in the description below. So basically all the script is doing is that it takes a directory full of FASTA files that we can point it to, our input directory with FASTA files with the full FASTA extension at the end. It takes off the FASTA part. That'll help rename it in our new directory, and it aligns it, puts it in a new directory, and then it finishes. If you want to use that script, just copy and paste it from the description into a script like this. You can just title it align.sh like I have. You can give it permission to execute. So you can just type in chmod plus x, that script name, whatever you called it, hit enter, and that will allow it to execute. So how we can use it is we can point it to the input directory, right? So we can be, okay, I want you to take all of the inputs and seeks, right? All of those files, and I want you to output it into the aligned directory. And if we just hit enter, we can now see that just with that simple push, we now have all of the aligned files in our directories. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope it helped. If it did, be sure to like and subscribe for more bioinformatics tutorials. If you have any questions or run into any problems, comment them below and I will do my best to help. And I will see you guys in the next video.